Hello and welcome to Greyhound Night. Something a little bit different for me today. We've got a Thursday night stream. We've got a mixed EU Hell at Loose event, just like usual. But this time it's being hosted by 116 Greyhounds. So on the screen you've got the sides and the teams. If you to take a little peruse that, so you know who is playing. I'm going to be streaming from the Axis side today. So you're going to be just make sure you're paying attention to that one, because normally I stream from the Allied side. So the Axis are going to be in the blue, and the Allies are going to be in the red. Ignore the fact that the Axis are on the red on the screen. They're going to be blue today, but that's made clear by the fact that I've got a lovely overlay at the top. So, taking a quick look at the map, shall we? As I just turned down the music ever so slightly, because that is quite loud. So taking a quick look at the map today, we've got an entirely straight line down south for the middle 3 points. We've got Salient 42, Siegfried Line, and the Ruin, and that then goes into Reserve Station and Logging Camp. This is going to be a good one on with Siegfried Line. If the Axis cap this one first, coming in from our blue side on the eastern side of the map, they are going to be in prime position to get those MG42s firing and a-going. And if the Allied team manage to take it, then they are going to be fighting uphill through the forest. This is absolutely a German-favoured point here, despite the fact that it's slightly closer to the Allies. That's the slight balancing act here. They can get into this range first. However, generally, if Axis take this point, the Axis don't lose this point. That's my experience, at least, anyway. So, Greyhound Night got a couple of rules to know about. There is going to be one artillery gun per piece if the team wants to use it. We're looking at this and it looks like the Axis are not using it. That artillery gun is totally protected. They cannot be killed, so recon are not allowed to go after them. Now, the nice thing about that is it means that you've got 50 players on the front line. You don't have artillery defenses. You don't have tank snipes, no rocket snipes, no nothing going on. It's just going to be 50 people pretty much in the front going for that battle. So, taking a look at Siegfried Line here, as these trucks start to roll up and the tanks start to move in, we're expecting to see the Allied team enter our screen first on the left-hand side, as we're just favouring them right now, mainly because it's a little bit more open and you can see it a little bit easier. Just over here, just in front of me, you can see the Greyhound there has popped itself up, and I'm going to go take a quick squiz over at this Greyhound to see what he sees, because actually he's still moving, but there is a tank sniper, there's a truck snipe on here if he fancies it, over that hill. We will see. With some players get out just in front of us to that neutral line at Garrison as well. A couple of squad leaders dropping out a little bit later on as they move, and we can see a truck just moved across our screen there. The recon tank, I think, has seen it. We'll see. That truck is moving though. Shot goes in. He does not connect. It's almost a connection there. Let's take a look, see what's going on. This truck actually took all the way to the edge of the map, which is fantastic driving by whoever took that to get in there. The truck goes down to the AT guy, and S-Tech goes down. So we've got a couple of mixed squads up here on the end. Grim, though, is absolutely slaughtering right now. Gets taken out by Doctor with the FG42, and source code on that MG is making a difference as well as he kills people coming up the hill. Now, I don't see any other trucks. I'm not too sure what's happened to the opening here from the Allied team, but this is absolutely going in the way of the Germans here, the blue team. It looks like only one truck actually made it to point, which is interesting. We're not even seeing anyone coming in now. So, I don't know what the plan is. Looks like a big spawn wave down here as well. So we're seeing plenty of people come across this river here at one of the few crossing points you've got. However, over in the main fight, it is absolutely going to the Germans. There's no doubt about it. And as I said, this point, once it's capped by the Germans, absolutely is favoured for them. They are difficult to get out of here. The MGs can set up high and they can shoot down low pretty easily. They can get great views all the way across to where we're seeing the ARC squad over there, led by ARC QQ with the easy infantry mark. They can see all the way over there and further beyond. which makes crossing that little bit of river incredibly difficult. Very, very difficult. But we can see the Germans now, they're just chilling, they're not pushing too heavily down this hill, which surprises me a little bit. Actually, I want to go across to our left here if I can. I want to see who's making the moves on this edge of the map here. It doesn't look like anyone right now, if I'm honest with you. Nothing much going on down here. Joe Bethersonton from the circle is trying to drag his squad, kicking and screaming down that hill, but for now they're just chilling. He'll be going up against the Arc squad. Then we've got the circle within the point as well. I'm not seeing who they're led by. It looks like Andy coming up against a Greyhound squad alongside an Arc team. But we're seeing down here BC and DC. That's not going to be confusing at all. Don't worry about that. Up against 82 AD and a Greyhound squad as well. And it looks like they're trying to get a little bit of width on them, and they certainly do have the width on them right now, at least anyway. However, they're coming up against an absolutely stacked DC squad here. Thorpe, Winston, Ninja Pulver, Overblads isn't, well, bless him, he's in there at least. But, these MGs, such as the one by Lanq, is certainly going to cause a bit of a problem once he starts shooting. I mean, he doesn't seem to want to shoot. I'm not entirely sure this angle's any good if you're not seeing anyone at all, buddy. But he's here nonetheless. And if anyone peeks over that hill, it's going to be a bit of a problem. Flares are going up though. Looks like that might be an allied flare, so they're going to be spotted up. And we're seeing, is that smoke artillery landing? Perhaps smoke tank shells landing in the point as these Arc guys look to try and push up and push through. And they certainly have done against the circle squad down here. Andy's even repositioned himself here to try and help out, but he gets taken out by a tank shot. Very nice indeed. And it's just Spayman and Gost here. But these two riflemen, they're not going to be doing too much on their own without a little bit of support. However, reinforcements are coming up very, very slowly in the form of Arc and Outer Bounds as well from Goff, formerly of the Circle. So he'll be looking to get good trades up against his former clanmates. Looks like Finn's let loose, defending the point, but that Circle team within the point has been totally wiped out here. Andy obviously killed as well, so he may have been reset. Let's take a quick look at the map to see where these guys are coming from. We've got a Finn's let loose guy back there. A couple of Finn's let loose squad leaders spawning in. We've got the Circle down here. It looks like maybe Able squad is Andy coming in from F8. Not the greatest of garrisons either from that team either, if I'm honest with you, and no reinforcements. This looks like it's a bit of a throw so far from the Germans. If this can be capitalised on the Goth squad there, led by Athens, with Senpu and Outer Bounds pushing up this hill pretty quick. And if they can get themselves into the point, they are going to be difficult to dislodge. There's no doubt about that. Now, it looks like we've got Sirius leading one of the DC squads down here. He's made quite a bit of progress up against this 82 AD and Greyhound squad, to the point where people are still trying to come down that hill over there. And we just saw an AT guy from probably 82 AD actually get taken out. Now, Rothweilen here with the MG, he's going to make a fair whack of noise here as he's shooting across the hill. But it's a decent position. You can certainly see that far, where he is liable to be picked up. Quite like what he's doing here. Just a slight reposition, just to try and get a different angle. And hopefully he can see some of those BC and Finn's let loose players coming down that hill over there on the other side of the map. Now, Finn's let loose, they've certainly taken control again over the strong point as that artillery starts to fall down. And it looks like Circle over here have managed to retake this compound up against the Arc guys, as reinforcements were just slightly too slow. Now, the problem here that Arc are going to face is, we take a look down here, they come out of those trees, they have to run up a very, very steep hill. And they can get pretty far, but if Circle manage to just peek over that hill at all, then they are going to be in the open as they try and push across here. Caff is looking to peek into those trees, and Joe Bethersonton is peeking and missing every single shot. Gets him on the last though, starts to reload, and now you can see these Circle guys just peeking over this hill, and that's where the push becomes incredibly difficult. a nice little trade there from Joe Bethesonton as well. Keeps Ark at bay. And all of these automatic guns are going to be causing absolute damage up here against this Ark team. It doesn't look like the Goth squad has made any progress against Finns that loose either. And Ark have moved in as well, so nothing much doing down there for right now in terms of pushing up that hill. And it is similar across the board here as we take a quick scroll across. It is difficult because of all this open ground that these players have to try and cross and cover. Now we see DC Inferno, DC Aztec, DC Hellbro, and DC Thorpe as well, all getting the width now onto the allies, and that is going to cause a bit of a problem down here, because if these 82 AD and Greyhound guys, they don't mop up these guys on the edge, they're just going to be picked off and they're going to be squeezed out, because right now they are in the middle and they are in the midst. Looks like the outpost did go down there, but Zarin Sofa did spawn in on the locked spawn wave, so he should be able to get his outpost up. If he's clever, he looks like he's trying to move it, get himself into a different position. A little bit risky, but he's not in... Well, I was going to say he's not in too much danger, but he gets taken out there from a long range. Not sure who hit that one. Potentially Inferno hit that one from a distance. Maybe Thorpe out there. And that really is going to be the end of this 82 AD attack, and they're going to be forced to cross the river if they're not careful. Then we've got Nosa on here, who is going to be causing a bit of damage from this MG spot within this bunker. He's going to be looking up these hills, keeping these guys at bay. And if they can mop up now these remaining few players on this side of the river, which they are absolutely doing, then they can start focusing their efforts to get across the river and pushing into the ruin. And again, they suffer pretty much the same fate that the allies do. We can often see here when it comes to Siegfried Line into the ruin, teams just get stuck over the middle river and struggle pushing each other just because of these open fields either side of the tree lines. Now, I think the ruin is easier to attack. You can certainly get easier width, less open field to cover, and you can get yourselves into those trees, and it becomes difficult to root you out. And if you can somehow get into this big forest here on the edge of the map, just to the southwest of us right now, that I'm taking a look at, if you get yourself in here, it becomes very, very difficult to get rid of you, as the squad leader can just stay alive very, very easily and allow players to push off the outpost being placed consistently. So take a look. Ark look like they're actually making a great push up this hill here, and they're coming up against Drayski here, formerly of TL, now in the DC crew. And we've got Kaf and Drayski here holding his house, taking out a couple of people. Drayski fantastic on this MG, always been doing work for TL with it. Tank shells though coming in, looks like that might be the recon tank still, taking out players as they get into this barn. Area Claw here is going to be dangerous if he gets his outpost up. It is going to be a dangerous position. However, San, likely going to be facing similar fate to his clanmates beforehand if that recon tank spots him in that window. However, Area Claw here is absolutely getting surrounded as we see Spayman and Maid, Radiosa, all coming around. So Area Claw, if he gets his outpost up, it's likely going to just go down pretty quick as Joe Bethesonton pushes in here. Indeed he does, but Area Claw cleverly doesn't move his outpost up and leaves it just back within that tree line. Very, very nice indeed. For him, he can continue this push up this hill. Circle fighting hard right now to keep control. It's good trades versus Ark. A well-balanced fight over there. You can see Ark pushing it in to the center of this point as well as they come up. Just saw a little explosion below me. I'm curious what that was. Looks like there was an AT gun built. Looking to take out those tanks across the river. However, I don't think that's done too much damage. We can see Ghost here. He's switched into SL as he's now into the main defense. But Ark are pushing up here. And the recon tank is still doing great work here. The problem is these Arc Boys are totally kind of secluded here. There's no other push coming in anywhere near the point right now, and that's just going to cause them problems, as reinforcements are going to be easy to come by. There's no doubt about that. As we take a quick scan across the map, it looks like the 82 AD squad totally wiped from the side of the river. Absolutely nothing going as far as I'm concerned. And Sirius here is looking to get himself across, and he's up against 82 AD's bot Jack, who is not looking. He's not looking at the crossing there at all. He's just by his outpost as he pushes down towards that little island across. But Sirius has made it across. So let's take a look, because Sirius, fantastic shooter. He's going to know what's going on here. Or is he? He's going to run away. He's got his outpost up, and him and Botjack are just going to be ships of the night here as they move away. And Sirius continues his push. Keeps going, and Botjack's just going to circle around behind him. So, lucky for both of those guys, still possible. Botjack, hopefully, he can get himself a little double drop and a garrison in deep inside that territory. As they can then get a little bit of width on their attack and maybe start to wrap up the flanks just slightly. However, Sirius is going to be coming up against a fairly decent solid line of players over there. Looks like a garrison perhaps over here with 82 AD. Maybe that's an outpost, but with the supplies there, I might just be being a little bit blind. It is Hurtgen Forest. I find everything difficult to spot. Nope, there it is. We've got one garrison here. Just in D6, which they're using to attack from. And so Sirius and Flaxen there, and no Sauron in the distance. They're going to be coming up against the waves from that garrison. Now, out here, we've got one DC squad are pushing around, and they are meeting at an absolutely thick wall of 82 AD players and a lost Greyhound guy. There's two Greyhound guys, maybe they're not too lost then. But these guys are pushing out. This is Ninja Pulvis squad looking to grab that width up against them. And 82 AD are, well, guys, don't all sit on front and on top of each other. This is not needed. Guys, you got to move. Stop peeking so much and spread out a little bit. Sure, you're picking up a couple of kills, but when you're playing against players like Thorpe and Ninja, they're not going to miss their shots more than once. And so you really gotta be careful. Estek there in the distance, coming up against his Valley. However, Estek's going to run away, and 82 AD's gun show is going to certainly get himself on the flank for that point. Now, just take a look over towards Siegfried line. Still some action going on down here. Looks like the Arc Boys have managed to actually get themselves up this hill a fair bit. The outpost does go down though. But they did get a spawn wave in. Let's hope Eric Law here can get himself a new outpost up. No, he goes down there. Up against an absolute hail of gunfire from the MGs here with Dang and Sipilum. And Ethan Draysky now is moving up. So it looks like that push has faltered just slightly. And the artillery starting to come in. Let's take a look at who's on artillery here. We've got a BC member, and Squirrel is dropping artillery down here on this arc crew, and that's going to absolutely halt this attack. This is the main danger, really, that these guys face for now. There's a couple of people making it up the hill, Sempu getting up there, but Athens is still quite a ways back. Well, quite frankly, it's just the MGs doing work, I suspect. We've got Lanku there. Looking across, he's going to be picking up plenty of kills. I want to see if I can find myself this 82 AD fella here, Botjack, who got himself across the river. Doesn't look like he's got too far though. Oh no, he's still here. He's got his squad spawned in, and we can see our stub here has been marked out by Fox Infantry. Sirius, Bommel, Flaxen, and Overblazed. They're starting to push their way up the hill. We've got Commander Mick Jordan as well, pushing himself towards this BC squad led by X-Pullers. Mick Jordan there. Missed a couple of shots. I think he might be going for Winston. I mean, it'd be good if he could hit him at some point today. I'm willing to wait this one out, Mick. Let's see who wins this. Winston. He's just laying down. He is viewable from Mick Jordan. Mick can't see him if he's eagle-eyed. I think you can just about see his legs there. But Mick, sounds like he's running away. Nope, not him. He's got X-Pullers there right next to him as well. X-Pullers, no idea. Not got his ears out at all. Mick Jordan's actually might, if he's got his headphones turned up loud enough, he might even be able to hear that still. Sexpillers goes down to an MG there. Rocket's going off behind me, but come on, Mick. Are you going to kill him? Are you going to get Winston? Are you going to let him go? Looks like he's going to let him go. Oh, Mick. Come on, buddy. Got an outpost there. You got Winston running away. Not much going, I'm afraid. However, looks like there's a great push up here. Athens has made himself across, as has LeChose. And these Ark boys on the edge of the map are pushing as well. So this is starting to get a little bit spicy up here. Over by Siegfried Line. Going to need a decent recall. Still got quite a few squad leaders up here. And thereby a couple of outposts as well. LeChose picking off Gost there. And out of bounds is up as well. Athens has been taken out, sadly. But the outboys are starting to push up on the circle guys there. Let's hope they can start to take some ground. Just to make this a little bit interesting, is a little bit of cap pressure does come in. It was being defended for a second, but it's starting to come in a little bit more. There is cap pressure. As players are filtered outside of the cap circle, it's going to be a little bit rough for those guys to make that push back into here. So it's starting to get a little bit tasty. So I can see people in the chat, and I'm aware I'm on a 15-minute delay, asking about which clans are here today. So I'm going to take a quick look at the scoreboard here, just so people can have a quick look, and I can take a quick drink while I do this. Because I'm hoping everyone's got a drink with them. Maybe not if you're working, but I've got vodka and lemonade with me today, so I hope you guys have got something tasty as well. I'm just going to take a quick scroll down so you guys can see who is here today. Now, we're not seeing too much out of these tank crews just yet, although I absolutely know that King squad here, led by Darathema, Hey Bailey Air, and Genom Mr. Kev, they are a fantastic tank crew and not to be sniffed at at all. Hey Bailey is an absolute nerd when it comes to taking pot shots across the map, and he will hit anything that he gets a ping on, there's no doubt about that. However, Genom Mr. Kev is a bit of a new driver, I think, for Dareth as he joins the circle. Not one of his usual ones that I'm familiar with, at least. This attack has been sniffed out, it looks like. You know, it seemed like the spawns were coming in, so nothing much going on here. Still got ourselves pushing up, and these Ark guys are not giving up pushing up this hill. It is an absolute slog as they do so. They are really going to need some assistance from the other side to try and get up and take this point. Because I don't think pushing up the hill is particularly sustainable. Now, I spot this out in the distance here. Who is this? Is this Mr. Botjack again? He has worked all the way around the outside here, which is fantastic. Is he even in the cap sector? He's just slightly outside the cap sector. That's no worries, though, as he's going to come just inside and start pressuring from a different angle here. Now, we do have very cleverly, actually a decent little outpost here from House Squad, able to work as a bit of a radar. Now they already know the attack is coming, so Botjack's been foiled immediately. But as we go over to the ruin, we see Baker Squad. Now this is going to be either Sirius or Ninja Pulver. It's Ninja Pulver Squad has managed to push themselves all the way up to the ruin, and they are starting to cap here. Even the commander's got himself involved into this point. Now, it looks like they're a little bit light on defense here. We've got Blums here as the only squad leader that I'm being able to see there. Looks like he's taken over Athens' squad, who's now a rifleman. And Janij there goes down, but he's going to have an outpost up in that distance. This is looking a little bit dicey, though. If DC can get a couple of a decent spawn wave in, they've absolutely got the ability to start pushing in and take these guys out. We see Thorpe here making work within the point as he pushes corners, but he does get taken out by Scannic. Now, if Sirius can get his boys up the hill to join Ninja Pulver, that's going to be two squads pushing onto one, and it's going to look pretty dicey over at the ruin, because once again, Ark has been foiled in their push, and Botjack is still working around. He must have not seen anyone now for about 10 minutes. But he's working his way around. He's going to get his outpost up deep into enemy territory. But again, they still need a decent little... they need a little bit of support here. They need to get a surround on here, so they're going to need a squad coming up and challenging here, this Finnish squad here in Alapex. I mean, it looks like that's going to be 82 AD's gun show. They're going to be quick about their business, though, because the Ruin is getting pushed here. Sirius now is working his way very, very nicely across that red-blue line between Siegfried and the Ruin. And so we're going to see these guys push through this zone and take out a couple of spawns. Out of bounds, taking out Overblazed. Sirius is peeking there as he starts to push. Out of bounds is going to need to defend its outpost. And he's going to need to be on the top of his game, but he's looking the wrong way right now. If Sirius pushes and peeks, he's absolutely going to get the kill. Out of bounds is not looking the right way at all. We see Gaspar Aaron there. I'm just going to call him Gas, because let's be honest, that's what he's actually called. He's just taking the piss out of Heir Apparent. Get taken out by Sirius. Sirius shooting into distance there. Takes down 2, takes down 3. Fantastic work, making short work over there, over that Arc squad. And Out of Bounds is pushing up now. And he does get that kill on Sirius. But Out of Bounds has taken fire now as he pushes up through. And he is taken out there. Not quite sure who by. Probably Bommel by the sounds of it. But they know their spawns over there. And this Sirius crew are going to push their way through, wipe out those frontal attacks, and that is going to allow squads to get out and into Ruin. And again, once they get past this meat grind of a river line here, it becomes a little bit easier. But just due to this open ground, it is absolutely rough. See, a garrison mark has gone down here. This is a classic garrison position. It's not surprising if there is one. They've got an AT gun up, but I don't see a garrison anywhere, if I'm honest with you. Rockets coming in, though, looking to take out any spawns that they might have. And there's a good response here. Winston takes out Sempi. There's a good response here from the allies to this threat here from Sirius's squad and the DC boys. But we look up this hill, and there's a lot of blue in that distance. But they are going to get squeezed by 82 AD. If they're not careful, they're going to get squeezed from that other direction. But this is absolutely where the key fight is happening right now. We can see here DC are making quick work of all of these allied players, and it's no joke that these guys are pushing through. Looks like Scotland there, typically an artillery player for Goff, and has seen himself into the front line. And he's not looking too good here, to be honest with you. He's a little bit surrounded. Must be inside that bunker. Is he inside the... No, he's not inside the bunker. I thought he was inside with Caff for a second. But Ghost seems to know there's something up. Caff, he's none the wiser, but Ghost absolutely knows something's going wrong here. Something must be pinging hot for him. Because Scotland's laying here. Scotland, he's just not going to make any difference by laying still here. I think he might have seen Ghost as he walked past, and Caff goes down as well to a long-range shot from someone. Arc, over on this south side, they are pushing up again once more. However, we're seeing a Panther here. Let's see, this is Sengir and Beaker. Let's take a quick listen in what's going on as they're in local comms. Looks like the tank crew was just helping out. Source code there, up on this roof, in a good position to be able to look down that hill. A little bit exposed, however, you know, if he's quick on his reflexes, he should be good. He's spotting Lapool there, and taking return fire as well. Gets taken out eventually. Now, bombing run comes in. Now, this has got to be the worst bombing run I've ever seen, because that's going to do absolutely nothing. There's no point in that bombing run whatsoever. There's no point. I'm not entirely sure it got any kills. That is, that's not the one, quite frankly. Scotland's still in there. He finally takes out Ghost, and Caff picks up the MG, so he can get onto this bunker, it turns out. As he should have been. Taking assault and sitting at that bunker is probably not the play. With Scotland, he's making his way around. He's just chilling, though. Is he getting his outpost up? He does indeed get his outpost up, and Caff runs away. This could be a good spawn wave from Goff here, as they look to push pressure this point. Caff goes down. And Scotland, he pushes away from his outpost. He's not defending it close up. He's going to try and push into this point. Let's hope for a nice spawn wave here from Goff. And, oh, 2 spawn, that's a little bit disappointing. Scotland has been an absolute little rat, though. Look at him. Finally gets taken out by Andy, eventually. But Athens and Sempu, not exactly poor. Not exactly poor fraggers to be putting in there, but the outpost is immediately marked. There's no hiding anything against these guys. Looks like an Soren might have spotted this one as he fires across the river and takes out a couple of people. He's already seen that spawn wave come in. Fantastic viewpoint from him here. Really, really nice play. And we talked about this push across from Sirius's DC squad. It looks like they've managed to take out whatever spawns were at the ruined house, and they're pushed into the forest now. And Lepool's Arc squad here are being squeezed. Joe Bethington has pushed down. Made from the Finnish guys has pushed in as well. And Overblaz gets taken out. But these guys are getting squeezed here. I recall his squad is just so close into Joe Bethington here. And that outpost is close to being taken out. They just need a couple more people or a lucky grenade to be able to take that outpost out, and then they can push and they can get the kill. Look at that. No Soren with the MG again. Fantastic angles from him. Grenades going out, not quite in the right direction, but I like the endeavour that they're going for there. Use the equipment that you've got to the best of your ability. These MGs, you can hear them firing. Let's take a quick zoom out and see if we can find it. So Sipilim there is shooting down here with that MG, and he's going to just cause a headache for these Arc boys as they get squeezed. Sirius now taking out 2. Fantastic shooting from Sirius today. He is on form. There's no doubt about that, and he's now pushing him up against Area Claw's squad here. Chucking grenades in, and it's just Applique 2 alive. We'll see if he Sirius wipes the outpost. There's no squad leader spawn. It doesn't matter. These guys can stay here. That's absolutely fine. It looks like that squad has been wiped. I don't think there's any more in there. Lepool's been wiped. He spawned back across the other side of the river. And now over at the ruins, we've got Ninja Pulver still causing chaos over here. Now there's going to be a lot more players back here as a lot more players have been wiped out. It looks like the Goff squad has been pulled back as well. Scotland's outpost did not last too long where it was, which is such a shame because it was a great play from him. But right now the artillery is starting to fall on Ruin, and they are going to be facing the pressure and feeling it quite a bit here. R-Stub there coming up against Bite Force and Doctor with the FG42, and he is making sure worker players around him with that sniper rifle. We see 82 AD here are looking to push, well, across the river actually, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe they're coming back towards Ruin. I think they need to focus a little bit on defense and just have one squad making themselves a nuisance over at Siegfried Line. Suspect that's probably going to be Scotland there as he looks to make his way across. And maybe even Botjack is in the distance still. Look at him ratting away. I love the ratty little plays that we're seeing today. This is great. I love it. Botjack is still around. He's bandaging up. He's just ratting away. Oh, he gets taken out. Finally, though. Looks like Ghost might have taken him out there. Hopefully his outpost is up. Let's take a quick look at the map, though, and see if there's anything pinging. We can see the garrison network here from the German team is heavily favouring this north side here, which is good because that gives them a little radar coverage as to what is going on around. And then we can see outposts are pretty clustered in tight. We can see the Jig squad there. That's going to be Joe Bethington down that hill, and a big presence back here on defense. We're looking to mop up Botjack. Saw a Panther roll past though. Let's take a quick look, see where he is heading to. Now this is Darathema and the guys Hey Bailey and Jen and Mr. Kev as they look to peek across this hill. I have not seen anything in the Allied tanks for quite a while though, and so I don't think there's too much going on for them as they're just slowly peeking over that hill, using those angles as best they can. Now the Ruin is an absolute shit show right now of a point. It is a little bit chaotic, players everywhere. However, the Allies are just about defending here, just about keeping going. The gun show is starting to push through, but look at Ninja Pulver and Tashuna there go. I think that was Ninja Pulver taking those shots. Tashuna goes down to Arstup. These guys are just getting wiped. The Ninja Pulver's marking out the outpost. He knows where they're spawning from. Arstup goes down to Ninja Pulver, as he is just slowly making ground up here as he pushes through. Now, we are just over half an hour into this game. I would be interested in seeing the stats. Now, I didn't bring these up beforehand, which is a little bit silly of me, so I'm not going to do it now on screen, but I'm going to see if I can just grab them on my phone so I can see who is top frag right now, because that'll be interesting to see, I think, and just who's pulling in. Now, we see here a bombing run coming in. Now, whose bombing run is this? It's an Axis bombing run. So that's going to hit Blums there, I think. No, he just about escapes it. Athens stays alive. Weltmeister out of bounds. Now, these are bombing runs. We've seen two so far are not top quality bombing runs, if I'm honest with you. That's going through nowhere. What I really wanted to see was it kind of go across this house just to allow these DC guys and the Finns at least made push up and through the point. Just to get themselves up the hill and maybe take a little bit of ground up. But we're not seeing their bomber runs come in the right locations so far. Potentially that's just a case of a little bit of lack of intel. I doubt it's a lack of game knowledge, but those bomber runs not exactly ideal for now. So taking a quick look, let's see if I can grab a scoreboard. Hopefully I've got a link for it that I can use. I'm just going to leave you on Ruins for right now. Let's take a look at the live game. I think I've got the scores right now. At the moment, we've got Applique Trois from the Arc squad, who's pushed up on that southern hill, has got the most amount of kills with 43, followed by 82 AD's Dan within that Botjack squad in the distance, followed by a whole bunch of DC players, Ninja Pulver, DC, JC on the MG, and Hellbro pushing through as well. But it looks like there's a couple of different people from that southern hill are getting into that top 10 with Bronico, Source Code, Bleehat from Arc as well, and Applique Trois inside that top 10. Applique Trois with a 1.26 kills per minute is fantastic to see. And bringing up the tryharders with the deaths per minute right now is DC's S-Tech, using that W key to its full advantage with a 0.8 deaths per minute. Absolutely love to see it. I'm a big fan of Bleehat here, getting himself a 0.7 deaths per minute, but also a 0.85 kills per minute. He is a busy boy. He is an absolute busy boy. We're going to have to keep an eye out for Bleehat on this map, because he is getting in all of the action. He's going to be a fun one to try and watch as he comes through from the Arc guys. Now, artillery is starting to rain down on this southern side once more. That's going to stop any sort of push. Joe Betherson's just going to chill out until the artillery halts. However, there's an artillery mark there. It's still BC Squirrel on the artillery. We're not seeing too much in the form of artillery from the Allies so far, and that's going to be part of their downfall, if I'm honest with you, not utilising the asset that they've got. But it looks like the DC squad pushing up the hill here has been pushed back quite nicely from Blums and Co. Lachos as well, and Itwale from the Greyhounds. Looks like they've been pushed out quite nicely, which is nice to see. Bommel's going to sneak through the 82 AD line. No, he's not. Itwale takes him down. So this defense is doing work for right now. The problem they have, though, is that they are just unable to make any progress towards Siegfried line. Botjack got wiped. Scotland's making another run across, trying to get himself into a dangerous position. The problem is, though, if they don't start winning gunfights and getting themselves back up to this river line, they're just never going to get across, because it takes a long time to make these pushes across the hill. And when you've got MGs, you've got Source Code, X-Bullet, and you've got Dang as MGs, all just chilling out on that hillside. You've got No Soren as well down there, remember, and Kath in the distance. It's hard. It's hard to push these MGs that are just watching the tree line. They're just sat waiting for any sort of movement. There's not going to be too much getting across this river line. They're going to have to get creative, and Scotland just trying that, I'll admit. However, they're going to need more force than just 6 people are going to provide. They really need to wipe out this DC squad down here and make themselves a nuisance. Looks like Ninja Pulver squad got reset up against that 82 AD squad. However, oh, look at this. We've got a couple of people. We've got Gas. I'm just going to call him Gas. I was going to try and do it. We've got Gas with the MG here, but Zen is pushing him very, very slowly. He seems to know there's something up here. One of the circle recruits. But it looks like they are starting to make a couple of trades here. And they are going to start winning some gunfights, which is nice to see. Hopefully that means they can start making some progress up against these guys. Bite Force here, throwing up the flares, going to be a massive help to that DC squad pushing them. However, they are getting flanked by Dan, and Dan we know is a great shooter, and we've seen that in this game so far, picking up the second most kills within this game. It's he's certainly been no slouch, that's for sure. Now, I can say that Squirrel Dreamer on the artillery has just picked up his 45th kill, giving him about 1 kill per minute, almost, or just over. He's on a 15... Is he on a 15 kill death ratio? I'm not sure what his kill streak is. It's got to be pretty high, though, based on the fact that he's on that artillery. 41 kill streak since he's gone back there. He's been alive quite a while, though, back there. But he's certainly doing some damage, and there's with there being no... artillery from the Allied team. There's certainly very little threat. Let's take a quick look though, because there was some cap pressure coming there over at the ruin. Not quite sure what's generated that cap pressure. If I'm honest with you, it doesn't seem like there's too much going on. Essentially, someone just managed to get themselves in the strong point at the right time as a spawn wave went down. However, spawn wave comes in, that garrison is tucked right inside the circle there within the ruins, and it's certainly not going down anytime soon unless a lucky tank shell manages to splash over that wall and down into it. However, over here, taking a quick look at this ARC squad over here, we are seeing Fins Let Loose and Circle pushing up this hill here, and they are certainly making ground up against each other. We see Bleehat though pushing through this tree line, and we're going to get right down into the fight here just to see what it's really like down here, because fighting through these trees is a nightmare. Everything kills you, everything moves will kill you. You can hear an outpost just below me as well, and so these Spademan is pretty close to this outpost here, but he gets taken out as well. Let's take that wider view again. Applique Trois is chilling on the MG, and that immediate southern push has gone down, but they are starting to push pretty heavily up this hill here with 3 squad leaders in the mix, and Sirius's squad are also down there. Ghost is starting to come up as well. We're going to need to see certainly a good presence here from ARC and a good showing if they're going to hold off this full push. Fins Let Loose, they're just chilling. They're not W-keying up this hill. I want to see them push a little bit more. The outpost is not in danger. That's my view on this. Zerkotter can chill back and hang back alongside the MG if he really wants to. The rest of these guys, they need to start taking tree by tree, pushing through, just holding those angles. Great rocket there. I'm not sure who that was by. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Finnish guys need better names, quite frankly. They're too difficult for me to say. But here we go. Look, we see this. Now they're making ground up rapidly. They're pushing tree to tree. That's what they need to do. The problem is Bleehat is just a W-keying towards him at all times. He doesn't stop. Applique Trois switching to Rifleman now off of that MG. And they're looking to push through here. And they do need to start making some ground up against Fins Let Loose and Circle. Ariakor looking to pull back his outpost, I suspect. And the pool is coming down as well with his safe outpost. Artillery is falling at the same time. It's not hitting anyone right now, but if they can get their marks right, it's certainly going to be a danger. He's hitting those artillery marks. Placed by Howe and Dog Squad. He might move over to Abel over there though, where we can see Arc QQ as he is pushing out of these trees in towards X-Pullers and DC's Flaxum. Simply there is looking pretty exposed. Winston's going to find him any second now. There you go. Nice headshot there from Winston as he pushes an open field. Brave move, but he can certainly do it. And we got... Oh, I've just heard a tank fight. Hang about. Let's have a look. What do we got over here? We've got a 76. Let's take a quick look with this 76. It's going to get repaired up, double reps, triple repped. Perhaps. Nope, Siege is just going to poke his head around, see if he can find that Panther. He doesn't know where he's getting hit from. Be interesting to see. Let's take a quick look at the map, and that's going to be one of these guys here. It's going to be Darathena's squad, or it's going to be Alex Boss and his crew just over this way here. Probably more likely to be Alex Boss as he gets a quick rep in on his Panther. This is quite the rangy battle they're fighting over at the Ruin. However, Dashuna there doing the same as Siege, trying to get that angle, trying to get that viewpoint, and then they can double tap that 76. They can coordinate with Darathena's Panther, and even the AT gun can get involved. Airhead coming down here because Scotland has got himself into the point. Now, Scotland and Petivia here are going to look to defend this airhead. That mark is slightly off. Andy's coming in though. Smoke is on the point, covering that airhead. Andy doesn't quite know, but he chucks a grenade in. I think he gets it. I think he grabs that airhead. I'm certainly not seeing anything down here, and this is where it landed. So I think he's grabbed that airhead. So great play by Andy there, just to take that down. And Uncle Mamat there comes in, clears up Scotland. And if that airhead is not down, it certainly will be now. Even the outpost from Scotland, which is in there, goes down. And so that immediate bit of pressure is solved straight away. Now, Darathema is taking some long-range fire here across towards the Ruin. And we just heard a ricochet there come off of Alex Boss's Panther. I think Alex Boss is... There's Dashuna's Panther. But they're taking a bit of a hit here. Potentially from a secondary tank. I've been hit once in the barrel, which is probably saved them, but they get taken out. The 76 hits them. Dashuna's Panther goes down. That's great play there from Siege. Now, a mark goes out over at the Ruin. Let's take a quick look. See if that's an accurate mark. It doesn't look like it. Oh, it is. Second 76. And that is hit there. Fantastic strike coming in there from Hay Bailey. Now, they're going to stand and take this site, but Hay Bailey gets taken out, I think. I think that's a great play from the 76, taking out two Panthers. Take a quick look. Looks like maybe... Nope. That may have been an 8. That was an AT gun goes down. Where's our boys in the Panther? Where's Darathena's tank crew? There he is, just underneath us. He's slowly working his way forward. He's not going to peek anything if he doesn't have to. He's going to wait now. That he's on his own. They're taking hits across the... Or they're taking shots across the map there. Towards these 76ers. Kind of keep flying between them because these battles are so rangy. Don't know whether the hits are actually coming in or not. Looks like Siege's 76 took one hit. And a precision strike comes in. Is this going to hit anything? And it does. Takes out the 76. Fantastic precision strike there as well. Now Sirius has marked this 76. That 76 is totally safe from Dareth. However, there is infantry in close. Sirius and Ninja Pulver and the DC crew are into this point now. They have surrounded. They have wrapped all the way around. Blums has got to make his way back in. Arc QQ has got to make his way back in. But the cap pressure's coming. Cap pressure's coming. It's only the tank within the strong point right now for the Allies. We're going to take a quick look across over towards Joe Betherson's squad over here with Circle and Zerotta's Finn Let Loose squad. And they're making short work of Arc now that they've made it up the hill. Lechose is looking to come cut them off. But this cap is looking pretty promising, just purely based on cap pressure within the sector. Let's take a look at the map. There's so much pressure around here as these guys look to make their way towards the Ruin. We've got Sirius' squad in the north here, adding in that additional pressure. And the garrison radar coverage is coming in clutch for the defense now. There's really only one way that they're going to be attacked from, and that is the northern side here. And they are responding to that very, very nicely by doing so, because there's only so many ways to They're looking to drop more supplies in, presumably for another garrison in there, if theirs has been taken out. There we see Scotland and Blums and Athens all looking to push through DC, Winston, Sirius and Bommel. But it's no mean feat pushing these DC guys right now. Sirius is going to be defending his outpost. He goes to get taken out by Blums there. Now his outpost is under threat if Blums will push, but he doesn't. Faxon and Overblaze get the spawn in. Athens is working his way round. Overblaze takes out Athens with that STG. The trade comes in there, maybe Asta gets that one. Flaxon there looking to peek up against Blums. Blums has got the fantastic peek around that tree there, using that left lean to his advantage, allowing Senpu to push through. Blums taking shots, Sirius goes down. Great kill, important kill. Bommel goes down. It's just Winston alive. War Dog's pushing up now as he goes to take out this outpost. Doesn't get it though. Winston defending very, very nicely. The outpost is still up as far as I'm aware. God is pushing in now. Dan is there. Grenades flying in. Dan's pushing. Grenades win the day. Take out Winston. It looks like that outpost has gone indeed. And so Sirius' squad has been reset. Looks like Ninja Pulver got reset as well, but the map control that has come from all of this gameplay just here has been crucial, and it is vital. Now, if they can get one more squad again wrapping around, they want to see a squad coming in from this northern side and attacking in towards the south, towards Ruin, because they can squeeze all these players out of the way and really push them out of the map here, because this southern side of the map is under total control here. You can see Ruins flashing once more based on sector coverage, flares going up. You can see how many players are defending the Ruin right now. A lot of them are outside the cap sector though, and so they can push through. If Circle on this southern side, or Finns at least on this southern side of the map, can make their way through the Arc squad once again, as they've done twice before in this push really. Once over one side of the hill, once on this side. They make up ground quickly when they do so, once they start pushing through. We'll see if they can get that, get those trades and go through once more. Now, an outpost mark has just gone up and a garrison mark's going up over at Siegfried. Let's take a quick look, see what's going on over there. Doesn't look like anything doing particularly close. That's probably just a recon outpost, if anything, over on that mark. But we're seeing 82 AD in Scotland once more are the ones pushing through. Bombing run comes in. This is going to be an Axis bombing run once more, coming over the point of Ruin, and it kills enough people that the cap pressure can come in purely from sector coverage. Nice to see. Lovely. Good bombing run. Probably, I don't think that's taken out the garrison though. Just protected from the factory there. It's still in here, and actually I can hear Siege is still buzzing about somewhere. Here he is. Nope, it's PKX this time. In the 76 is just holding a nasty little angle. If that gun can see over the top of that hill and past that building, that is a nasty little angle that they can take up against that Circle tank crew led by Darathema. Got another tank crew just down here that has been marked out. Let's take a look. Another 76 up against the satchel of a Bommel. And this Arc crew here with Pativia, Valak and Ben 3181 is starting to make a little bit of a retreat because they were getting exposed. They were getting pushed out by the players down here, so it's no surprising that they're actually retreating just a little bit. Now Arc are making some ground up on the southern side, and they've got a decent spread coming through here. They could do with a little bit more. They've got 3 squad leaders on this side, which is incredible to see really. Just how much they're committing down here. Krill Bandit with the satchel class. Is he the satchel class? Please tell me. What gun have you got? What are you running? The MP40's got the satchel. Now we're going to see if this Arc crew are paying attention. Are they going to notice the satchel come through here? Satchel gets placed uncontested. Satchel is in. And Grill Bandit just goes. He runs away. Off he goes. Satchel's been placed. That 76 is now going to go down. There's no doubt about that one as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's been noticed one bit. And Greyhound Bandit is into the back line of Ark as well, and so he's going to be able to push through. Lapul there, spawning a little bit deeper, potentially going to take off Greyhound Bandit. That he does indeed. But Greyhound Bandit's done the damage he wanted to do. He's going to take that 76 out with the satchel. A really, really nice play from him there to pick up that satchel. Poor from Ark, though, not to be paying attention to your surroundings. Fin set loose, taking the width of the map to the extreme there, and he's really sitting. It's made out here is really wide here. As more players spawn in, we're going to see them push this Ark crew pretty easily, as far as I'm concerned, and they're going to make short work once they do. But the outpost spread is pretty nice here from Ark. They're keeping themselves spread out. They're making themselves a bit of a nuisance to get rid of. And they're slowly making ground up. But I'm seeing over here. Janage over there, or Yanni, maybe. Up against 82 AD, we've got Doctor and Zen. Push themselves in as well. Mick Jordan is making his way up the hill. He might spot Janage as he comes up here as well. Dashun is coming through as well. Janage, just look to your left, buddy. He's going to spot him. Misses a couple of shots, hits him in the leg, hits him in the chest twice. And down goes Mick Jordan. Alex goes down as well. Zen picking up the trades within the point, and Ruins is being capped. They know that they're in the point now. All, again, just from having great sector coverage and just a couple of people in the strong point this time, making the difference on this cap. The garrison is down, of course, as well, as Zen makes his way into the factory. 76 is in there, and even with the 76 chilling just outside the point, I don't think he's in the cap circle. Let's take a quick look. He's going to make his way into the cap circle. That's going to stop the cap for now, as he sits just on the outskirts of that one. And we can see here the DC guys and Circles, Andy and Finsazu Serota all push up this hill in a pretty direct line. It's a horrible push to make, but they are just waving forward. An absolute Zerg push coming through here as they make their way up this hill. And again, once they get up the hill, they become difficult to push out. They become difficult to rat out because they can stay hidden in these trees pretty nicely. I'm seeing a little bit of fighting across the river over by, well, I say by, over towards Siegfried Line. It's not anywhere near it, is it? Not even within the cap sector yet, I wouldn't have thought. So they know that these guys are coming through here. We've got Scotland, Gunshow and Botjack all within close proximity of each other. Again, they need to work this river line. Just as Sirius's squad did, they've got to work this river line and cut off the Axis attack, and then they can take control of the river line once more and feel a little bit more secure at Ruin. Because right now this match is only going one direction. No Soren is just still chilling. I don't know if this guy has died for a while, but he's just sat here, perched up for a long time. Every time I look, he's perched up here, and he is just looking through that smoke. He's going to wait for any sort of movement from the other side of it. He'll see it eventually, I think. Certainly Dan is visible, but we obviously know he's there. He's taken out Bot Jack very nicely. Spots him nice and easily. So he's going to know that they're coming from that smoke towards that eastern side of the map. Andy has made it his way up the hill. Hopefully he had his outpost down up there. Not too sure if he did or not, though. It looks like the DC guys are still pushing up that hill. Getting caught a little bit as it is. But once more, Finset Loose and Joe Betherson's crew here with the circle, and even Ninja and Thorpe have made their way over to this side, and they've made quick work against Ark here with all of this pressure, all of these players. We've got a Stuart here getting himself caught in the forest. If an outpost up from one of these two players gets placed, and they can make short work of that. Stuart as well. Ark is still hanging in there, though. As I said, their placement of outposts has allowed them to hang in for quite a while. As one outpost gets wiped, they've just got another one to spawn onto immediately and to push from. However, this southern forest is just taking control of Circle and Fins Let Loose, and now DC are taking control of this southern forest. Got another tank mark here. Looks like this might be 76 pulling through. It's already been marked there by King's squad, and that's Sarathena's tank crew. And so they're not going to be hidden for too much longer, constantly being marked here as a little bit of cap pressure comes in on the Ruin. It was contested for just a second. They're being marked ferociously by Love Squad. I don't know who Love Squad is, but they're not going to let him get anywhere. That's potentially Joe Bethersonton and Bite Force there marking him. Bite Force there goes down. Hellboy's up though. With the satchel, if it goes any further, he's going to get satcheled. He cleverly makes his way back. And he's not going to peek because those Panthers on the other side of the river absolutely know where he is. Now, what I would say is, I don't disagree with the guys in the chat, City Beach, saying this is an absolute 90 minutes of grind fest. It's going to be 90 minutes of grind fest. Aussie as well saying it's a grind of a match. And quite frankly, I think Thorpe and San from DC and Circle summed this one up pretty nicely. It is a Campfest map, and it's Tree Hug Month. We've got tree meta right now, with Hill 400 being the most meta pick map within the seasonal that's just closed, and we're now seeing Hurricane Forest here. Hurricane Forest not going to be a meta map anytime soon, just due to the unbalanced nature of it. If tournaments go with you know, no artillery rules, then we're going to see tank snipes from the Axis pretty easy onto the Allied artillery, and I'm not aware, but I'm pretty convinced there is a tank snipe onto the Axis artillery as well. You just got to be patient enough to find it. Certainly, if there's one way, there's probably going to be the other, due to how close they are. Though there is a building in the way of the Allied artillery, which makes it a little bit more complicated to hit. You'd have to find a good spot, probably on the northern side of the map. Recon Plains, can hear, is going over top. I'm going to take a quick look, see whose that is. It looks like that was probably going to be an Allied recon plane, and an Axis one now going up on this northern side. Because look, again, once more, the garrison network and the outpost network from the Axis is actually pretty tasty. Sure, it's been taken out. It's looking a little bit weak right now just because of that. But they always know where they're coming from. And that recon plane shows what the level of pressure is, how spread the pressure is, and lets them know what the deal is. You can see a little bit of fighting going on down in G8 as well. However, looks like easy Alapex mops that one up. So a little bit of pressure coming in from there. But the Ruin is being pressed heavily now. Janage is back in the point. He is pushed through. There's double 76s defending right now, though. If those Panthers don't push, we're unlikely to see this point get capped just purely based on the fact that these 76s are in there, and they're able to back their infantry up pretty nicely. So we're going to need to see some good AT play, or an aggressive Panther play, or a bit of a mistake from one of these 76s to peek too far, because they are constantly being marked. They can't go anywhere without getting picked off. And so, see a bomber run coming in now. This is going to be an Allied bombing run coming in. Doesn't pick up too many kills. You know what, though? I'm interested in the southern side of the map, because once again, the trades have gone the other way. And this time it's Ark pushing through up against Joe Bethersonton's Circle squad. Sorry, I just coughing there. I didn't have time to mute the mic. No, the trade's going okay for Circle right now, but they do have a Stuart to come contend with at the same time. But they've been pushed back a good distance here once the DC boys got kicked out of the area as well, once that Circle came through. Finally the right mark goes down. Looks like Ruins is safe for now. Let's take a quick look over at Siegfried Line while we're here. We've got Ghost and his crew. We've got Uncle Mamat and his crew. We've even got Finster Lease players as well, and being led by Alapex. I don't know. I can't remember the name of that guy now. Sorry, buddy. Easy squad leader. I can't remember that much. Up against 82 AD and Scotland. I want to see a little bit of a commitment though. From these guys as they push through. I want to see these squads filled up and really committed into the attack, because you've got 25 minutes left. Very little to lose at this point, because the game's not moved, quite frankly. on Siegfried line for another half an hour maybe. They've not made too much progress up. We had Scotland in the point a little while ago, but that came to nothing in the end. There's been no real pressure, no real danger at Siegfried line for a little while now. There's an explosion just below us. Looks like that was a Panther was taken out, so there must be a 76 or an AT gun set up somewhere over here somewhere. I don't know, maybe it's Bot Jack and his crew. As a light vehicle mark has just been placed. Let's take a quick look-see. Not seeing anything right now. It's probably an AT gun somewhere in this forest, and that is the power of the AT guns. They're so difficult to find, and if you can get a couple of quick shots off, you become real dangerous. But here we go. We've got the aggressive Panzerpuff, Darathema, pushing his way up through the centre of the map. Let's listen in. Chapulva dying to the splash on that AP round coming in, I think. There must be fighting a 76, and he goes down Darathema after that aggressive play. That's a shame to see, because actually it would have been lovely. However, the 76 lives to fight another day. Backing off. Who's 76 do we have here? We've got Patifias, Valak and Ben. They've been alive for quite a while now. Just making sure that they can hold this point. Now, no star on there has typed in G8 into his point. I reckon something hot spawn or was around that zone. We've got the commander back there though, so I'm going to take a quick look to see what No Soren's talking about, just to see if there is any presence over this direction. It looks like commander is out there. Mick Jordan's down there, and we've got recon as well. But to be honest with you, nothing to worry about from their point of view. I think they can mop that one up with just a couple of players. Nothing to worry about. The fight over on the southern side, still a lot of action down here. These guys have been fighting for a lot of the game, up against each other. A lot of 1v1s in this one. Has been really nice to see. We see Thorpe asking for artillery smoke over at factory. Now, interestingly, we've got a little bit of a cap brace on. Oh, a great shot from whoever that was. Potentially artillery there, wiping out this crew on the front of the point. But we've got cap pressure. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Commitment over here as they start to pressure. This is going to pull players back from Ruin. It's going to force them to fall back in to Siegfried line. Now, the pressure is a little bit narrow. This is like kind of, you know, they're attacking with a bit of a wedge here, but it's pressure nonetheless, and they have to respond to it. They have no control over the strong point whatsoever. But they're capping. They are capping. Let's take a quick look at the map. You know, they've got a couple of garrisons around here, but very little outposts are in the zone. So this is going to be a problem here. Now, No Soren seems to be saying no one responded to F8. There's very little pressure in F8, if I'm honest with you. Not much going on down there. It's entirely within F7 with Bot Jack, 82 AD, Circle guys all spawning in over here with the gun show being squad leader. As well. Now, this pressure is getting pretty tasty over at Siegfried line. They are getting close in here. Zarota has dropped back pretty quick, which is nice to see from Finns at least. We see Sirius as well now making his way up the hill. But this is looking tasty over here. I reckon we've probably got a reinforce coming in. We do indeed. We've got a reinforce, and we've got players flooding back, and this is a great recall into Siegfried line. And this is what I mean about the attack being a little bit too narrow. Look at all these infantry marks and all of these players just absolutely flooding towards them. This attack is not going to last for long now. And it was a great attack. It was looking dangerous. But just due to the fact that it was so narrow, because they had no real presence across the map, we didn't really get to see anything come of this attack. And a great recall from the Axis, not wanting to let this one go. And how long has it taken for these guys to make that push? For them to be able to get through. It's taken such a long time, and that's all gone now very, very quickly thanks to this great recall. Thanks to a decent garrison network in terms of it being spread around the point. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more. Obviously, they've lost some to the north, which allowed that attack to come through. Because of that garrison spread that they've got, they were able to very, very quickly, and because they responded so quickly, able to come through and make up ground quite nicely within that 2-minute timer to be able to then come back and defend. What's great though is that they've left their outpost forward. We can see Jig Squad there still got his outpost forward. That's going to be Joe Bethersonton there leaving his outpost forward. We can see here we've got Circles Andy forward as well. Just a couple of squads forward, a couple of people forward that could just make trades, and that's going to be going to allow them to continue the attack. Now we've got DC's Deshuna here has gotten out of his tank. I reckon he probably hopped out and got shot, and we see CC and Alex Boss in the Panther. They've made a nice aggressive play. It's the only way. Is the only way they're going to cap ruin, quite frankly, because of the high level of play that we're seeing here with these players. It is causing this to be a grind fest, and the fact that we've got such good defense going on from all of these teams, and the fact that they're able to squeeze attacks out pretty quickly without a tank push into there to take out those 76s on the point, just not going to see too much. We see Blums here, and this is what I mean. They're able to squeeze out a lot of these players. Blums is going to pressure downhill, and he's likely to notice Sirius and his guys coming out of that outpost at some stage. Out of bounds, maybe up. QQ might spot this. Then they're going to be able to push through. You know, Sand in the chat there saying how passive can they be? I don't necessarily disagree with that. It takes a long time for this allied team to generate any sort of pressure. We might be seeing a little bit of an aggression from a tank here. Ghost marking a tank down here, and it's being marked instantly by K-Squad. It looks like this is just a medium Sherman though. This is this is Siege and a medium Sherman. That's not going to do anything. Not interested. But looking at the chat, I mean, DC Winston spotting this F8 garrison going hot again. You know, they know where the pressure is at all times. There's no getting around these guys at any stage. We can see Muzele there with the Springfield coming through, taking out Silin, taking out Zarota. Klaus is gone too far. And we actually see this Panther here from Sengir is actually damaged, so he must have taken a bit of a fight. Potentially won an engagement with 76 if he's still... The fact that he's still alive is impressive here. But once more, another great push coming through here. No Soren switched into Engineer, and I'm just going to cough. I'm going to mute my mic for just a second. Give me a moment. I swear, every time I do these, I just ruin my voice very, very slightly more and more. It's no fun whatsoever. They've got Deshuna and No Soren repairing up this Panther here. And they're being backed up by Panthers from afar. So any tank that wants to push them, they're just not going to be able to by the time they get anywhere near this slightly damaged Panther. It's going to be it's going to be game over. No Soren now is simping as he pushes this hill. There is a 76 over the crest. And they do seem to have a mark on it. Option squad. It's got a mark for an attack mark. That's going to be a tank crew there. Pushing through. I want to see if Deshuna will send his crew over the hilltop or not. Looks like he's going to take a slight angle, use the curvature of this hill here just to stay away and totally out of view right now. He's likely marked, and the fact that he was wrapping up says he took some damage, so I think they know where they are. Shot comes in across the hill. It's not hit the 76 there. 76 though does not seem to be paying too much attention. He's reversing, he's backing off, taking a look across the way. Got two 76s though, up against this one Panther, pushing up this hill very, very slowly, taking an incredibly measured approach here. Incredibly measured. Just take a quick look at the chat. Obviously it's 15 minutes ago. that, you'll hear this in 15 minutes. Ozzy saying that the northern push on Siegfried is too slow. They can be held back with their cap pressure. Yeah, and that's it. The nice network that's been put up by the Axis team is just allowing those players to hold them back. No, sorry, not happy.
You're still rocking the white camel, man.
Who gives a shit?
No, someone's right. The white camo doesn't... Look, you've been shot, Janich. Fuck off about the white camo. Who cares? White camo doesn't really do anything in this game, if I'm going to be honest with you. Players are just looking for movement. 176 goes down. Nice play there. No return against Dashun's tank crew. So that's 176 down straight away. 176 backing off as well. Artillery starting to drop where that 76 was. Causing him to fall back. But no ground being made up really anywhere across this map. We see Andy still in the main. Thorpe out there coming up against his ARC crew as well via Joe Betherson's outpost. No ground being made up over there. I'm going to be honest with you, this game is dragging on. We only got 13 minutes left, and quite frankly, thank God, because it has been an absolute meat grind. These guys are going to be quite tired here. We've got Sengir now making the next push across. He's going to go join Dashuna's crew. We see another push over here from 82 AD, but once again, too narrow. That's the problem. We do have Scotland down here with an outpost. If they can get 6 players spawned in there, they can make up some ground, but they've been squeezed out from all sides at this stage. And so, once more, not much going to be going on this side of the river. But cap pressure is starting to come in. S-Tech's made it his way into the point. Bomber run comes in, wipes out a couple of people. QQ is going to come up against Flaxon here as he rounds this corner. QQ with a good trade. No Soren though, misses his first shot. Oh no, misses the second shot. Oh, and he knifes him.
Thank you.
Oh, oh, love to see that. Love to see it. The Panther is in the point though, and this is what I mean about the aggressive Panther push. That was what was needed to come cap this point. They've got themselves into a fantastic position here to be able to kite round that wall and need to peek over it. Bomber run comes in, misses the Panther. Doesn't particularly get too many trades. Doesn't hit the second Panther, which is coming up now, and this is looking fantastic right here for the German team. The Panthers have pushed all the way through. Double Panther push up the hill. Absolutely textbook stuff in terms of a blitzkrieg push from these guys. No Soren calling out that 76. This is why I like keeping local chat on. Huge spawn wave. 76 just bounced, and the ricochet from the Panther there. First hit comes in from the 76. It comes in within 2 seconds though. They don't feel confident. They're going to back off. I think that's a poor move. And the ricochet comes in from the 76 there. Oh, and he pushes forward now. Lovely driving. Does he have the view? Ricochets off. And the Panther goes down. Should have been the Panther getting the kill on the 76 there, but the 76 lives to fight another day. However, he is being flanked by Sengir over here. And here's Panther. He's hit from a distance though. And he's just going to keep rolling. There's nothing he can do about that. Just try and get yourself out of the way. Keep going. Keep yourself in the 4th gear. He gets taken out by the 76 though. But the point is capped and the damage is done. And we go over to reserve station, which is already being capped. Oh, no shot is this happening. Got the Panzer IV from Dareth in the final point. He's not sticking around though. He's not staying. But I love to see it. That's going to cause people to fall back as they start running back towards the point. We will see how much that pulls off though. But we're seeing a little bit of cap pressure at Ruins as the quick recap comes in. The 76 though, sorry, the Panzer IV is still capping reserve station here. Not seeing any infantry over here. Let's take a quick look at the map. No, he's totally on his own. We can see Pike Force making his way up to C4 to get that garrison built. But we already see plenty of presence here in a nice thick line from the Axis team, which is going to make this pretty difficult for the Allies to recap and then hold if the Axis are clever. They might get this recap because they do have great control over the strong point. They've got the 76 up in there. They've got another 76 coming as well. However, Axis are just set up to keep the pressure on here, and with just 10 minutes left, I have a feeling this is going to go the way of Axis. Great pressure through throw though from this Goth squad here with Pan from Greyhound. They have managed to push up quite nicely. Overblad's been kicked out of the automatic rifleman role. He's not good enough for the SDG. Gets taken out by Blums. Peeking very nicely. Great hit across the field as well there on that MG. Now I can hear 276s just in front of us here as they push into this point, and that's going to be what caps it and what keeps it capped. Although War Dog almost gets himself run over just about escapes. Artillery starting to drop as well, but it is an absolute scrap down here on this side of the factory. No Soren gets Appliqué T2 Trois, whatever the fuck his name is. No Soren, does he get across the wall? Just about does. Gets a trade as well. Thorpe is in the factory. 76 takes him down eventually though. Thorpe still just about alive. Got an AT guy come around this corner. Great trade there from him. Wipes out an outpost actually. Oh, gets caught in the middle of it though. Takes out one. Doesn't get the rest, and the 76 lives to fight another day. As it continues its slow push through, but there's so many players spawning in now from this Axis team that defense is actually happening because they've got great strong point control. The problem is Inferno gets himself through the smoke. Thorpe goes down, I think, from artillery inside the building there. But this 76 is going to cause an absolute nuisance of himself. And it is so loud. I'm sorry if you can't hear over the game here as artillery falls as the tank doesn't stop shooting. Oh, precision strike comes in. What is this on? Let's take a quick zoom out. Oh, and he takes out the 76 on the far side. Fantastic hit from the precision strike there. That leaves just one 76 within the point now. And these DC guys are still in here playing like the rats that they are. Aztec and Overblast making great trades here. Aztec just chilling out, laying down, not going anywhere. But this point is going to get recapped now. It does look like the Allies are going to recap it. I don't think they're going to have immediate pressure over at Siegfried. I'm going to take a quick look to see if there's any pressure over here. No, it doesn't look like a defense is already reset, and Uncleman Matt is not missing a trick here. He's still over there. They've even got a mark out on the Arc Recon crew. So no pressure coming in with just 7 minutes left. It is now or never. Now or never for the Allied team here. But we see another great push coming through the Southern Forest. This time we've got 82 AD in the mix. We've got DC a little bit more in the mix as well. But Joe is still Joe Bethersonton and the Arc crew down here, I suspect. We've got Ninja Pulver and his outpost as well. So this Arc crew are just facing more and more fire as they come through here. Like Botjack looks like he might actually make it around the outside. Just fins that loose in the distance. We've got Calf down here with Arc as well. They can certainly make their way through here. There's no way Calf's going to win a trade up against 3 players. And he doesn't indeed. And Grim and Chucks to start their way through indeed. Just 6 minutes to go now. And we see a bit of a wedge push coming in up this hill at this stage. We've got tank marks out on the probably a 76 with Fox Squad here. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on. Nope, no tank in sight. Not sure what that mark is. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I'm just blind. Don't worry about it. Got the medium here from Petivier there. Clearly running low on a little bit of fuel after losing some 76s in engagements. Getting ricocheted there. They do take out the AT. But he's got to be worried because there's a DC squad coming in from the other side who can absolutely pen the side of that 76. Now, our stuff here is actually going to make his way down the hill. He might, you never know, make his way down. Got a rocket coming across. Ooh, it's a hell of a rocket. Doesn't hit anything, but he's got good distance on it. Whoever's fired that one. But again, cap pressure on at 4th with the ruins now being capped. We've got our stub here making his way down the hill. Likely just going to play it safe, try and get his outpost up just behind that rock there. However, cap pressure coming in because there's no one inside the circle. So no circle control here from the Allies team. They'll respond pretty quick to this, I suspect. We do have that 76, and there you go. There's the Greyhound squad spawning on an outpost. They must have just been wiped within the circle, stopping that cap coming in. We've got Hellbro, though, up against the 76. Doesn't look... He does have the satchel down on it. So that 76 is satcheled. Siege is going to go down. Hellbro now making himself a... I don't really know what he's up to. Oh, we're facing a little bit of lag. Okay. Gotcha. That's always nice to see. Siege goes down. Bronco goes down. Hellbro taken out 2. Ricochet comes off. That's a decrewed 76. All 3 crewmen down, and that's going to be a goner. The Panther can hit it as much as it wants. It's the same spot. Ricochets again. And the satchel gets it. So that's a 76 down and out. And a great recall there from the Allies into the circle. Stops any sort of cap pressure coming in. And Hellbro is on his lonesome now. Over on the south side of the map, we've got God, and we've got our man Area Claw down here as well, making their way down, but they've got so much ground to make up within the next 2 minutes. We see plenty of players back here though for the Axis team. Darathema clearly got killed coming out of his tank. And Uncle Mamat is just going to turtle up, and I think that's the right call, just to have someone there. Botjack is actually coming through and slowly making his way forward, but he's got a minute and a half to actually get into the strong point. I just don't see this happening, if I'm honest with you. You can take a look over on this north side where that pressure came from earlier today, and there's nothing. There's nothing going on. So little pressure coming through here from the Allies. I just do not see this coming their way now. They are just penned in by Axis. And there's been some fantastic defense from the Allies. They've fought hard. However, they just did not manage to get any sort of meaningful pressure onto Siegfried line throughout this game, unfortunately. You know, the one play with the airhead really I can think of, and the wedge attack, but that was sniffed out so quickly from the Axis. It was lovely to see that come through. Now I'm actually gonna tab out and leave you with just a little overview of the ruin as I attempt to bring up the scores on my computer screen. So just forgive me for just a second as I go down to the Greyhounds Discord and look, see if I can find the Archon, so we can pull that up into the final couple of minutes. Sorry, you've only got my voice for now as well, because I realise the game sound goes at the same time. Now let's see if I can figure out how OBS works, and I think I maybe be able to check this out. You should. No, as far as I'm aware, you guys can still see you guys can still see the game happening in the middle. No cap pressure coming in just yet. As I just look to quickly set up the window capture that I need to do. Oh, it's going live here. This is all happening as entirely live as I set up new parts of the stream. Really shouldn't do this in the middle of the stream, but I want to get you the Archon if I can. So let's transition that, and you guys should now be able to see the Archon stats in front of you. We see Gasser has broken 100 kills, which is nice to see. 1.17 kills per minute. We see Thorpe and Kinderick. Now is Kinderick on the artillery? Of course he's on the artillery. No surprise there. Doesn't do anything but that. Dan with 92 as well. We see Alex from Greyhounds at 90. Plenty of high kills within this. It shows just the skill level going on here and the amount of pressure all these players have been putting forward. As we take a quick look, I won't go too much lower than this. So even the commanders got 43 kills for the Axis. In terms of deaths, we got STDB, Noppo. Like, are these, I don't remember seeing Noppo in this one bit. I don't remember seeing Yeet either picking up all these deaths. But Bot Jack, you can see he's been pressing pretty hard through this. So it's no surprise that I have I do wonder whether this is actually the This is the right icon. There you go. I've updated it. I'm not sure what was going on there. Those are the wrong scores, so ignore anything I've just said. Ninja Pulver's at 103, Dan's at 97, Thorpe's in at 84, Squirrel Dream on the artillery with an 83. We've got DC Bommel, Bleehat still pressuring. He's just taken over Bommel with 73 kills. Is Bleehat up there in deaths? I hope he is. He's got top deaths, so he loves to see it. So that's great engagements from him. However, this game, as you can see, has ended. That was a hell of a 90-minute grind. Let's commend the commander, as I like to do. Let's take a look at the scores as we go down. The Axis team here, some pretty high scores coming in from some of these players. Squirrel Dream on the artillery, 572. Darathemus tank crew, not too many engagements coming in for him. And we're going to see the ally scores as well, just to see how they're doing. And then I'll transition back to the leaderboard so you can see that at the end. As well. Skip down the scoreboard there. Starting at the top, we see Commander Mick Jordan there. I don't know what's going on with the scoreboard. I'm just going to have to scroll down manually here. You can see some decent scores there. Dan, obviously picking up loads of kills, 800 combat effectiveness. Lovely to see. PKX with the most score for the tank crews there. We've got Zaran Sofa with 1,500 combat score for his crew or squad. So plenty of good scores there. And we're going to transition back to the high scores for you guys to see this just at the end. And this is how I'm going to leave you for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I'll see you again next week for more Greyhounds. You never know what's going to be going on. I'm trying to pick up some more streams as we go. So hope you enjoyed and have a good evening.